Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I have had so much guidance from my spiritual team here. I'm going to turn everything off. About this live. I hope I don't disappoint them because they've been just giving me downloads all week about this particular live. And I'm going to start out by going back a few years for myself because that's where they started this morning with my downloads. Good morning. When I started, well, when they started giving me guidance, and I didn't even realize this until they started telling me this morning, was actually right at the beginning in 2016, 2017. And I was going through all this, at that time, well, back in 2000, I broke my neck and I felt like I knew I was intending to heal myself, but I really didn't know how to do it. And I was really frustrated in this spot. And so I tried everything that the doctors, the physical therapists, everyone suggested for years and years. And I would get to a point where I would be stable, but never really out of any of my issues. My problems would never resolve or go away or anything. And so I was always on all these medications to just kind of keep me in this state. Well, then 2016 came along and it became extremely crucial again. My situation became extremely intense. And I thought I was just kind of like losing. I mean, even I had friends who were asking, are you losing your mind? Because it was affecting my emotional state. It was affecting all kinds of different things besides my physical state. And it had not done that. Yes, it would make me upset in the past, but it wasn't affecting me in all different aspects until that point. And it was probably the deepest, darkest point of my soul journey. And now I look back and I'm so grateful because I see that my spiritual team had assisted me. They started assisting me at that point because they started bringing people in to say, hey, why don't we try Reiki? Why don't we try these other things? Let's talk in a second. Well, and then so what they did is they started and because I was just like, asking, please, this help me. And really, when we ask our spiritual team, or we just ask straight out, please assist me, our spiritual team, our guide, our guardian angels, we only have one guardian angel, but our guardian angel, a lot of times my Archangel Michael, and our spirit guides will come in and assist us, and we don't even realize it. And the really cool thing about the event I'm doing on the 5th of February is part of it is you get activated so you can work with your guardian angel and actually find out some of those times that that's happened. But so I went and I started to connect with some of these people, and they started suggesting these things to me, and I started working with Reiki master and my light worker teacher at that time. She didn't actually teach me, she just gave me sessions, but they were so profound that I knew that I was on the right path. And so I started following these things, and within a short time I found someone who could give me a certification, and I became a practitioner. And then I started learning about Chinese medicine and other avenues. And there was periods of time where I felt literally like I was climbing a cliff, with my nails. And it was like, uh, this was an intense journey, and I was just uphill climbing. And it was like, am I going to make it? But I wasn't going to give up, because I knew that this was something I really truly needed to do for my soul, um, to be okay. And there was times when I felt like I was just in the middle, on these little perches on the cliff, and I didn't know my next step. I didn't know how to get to the next step, but I was determined not to go back down too far, because this was such an intense soul journey for me. And I even remember making posts in my, very early days of myself on the cliff. And I don't even have that page anymore because Facebook took me off of my original Facebook page. But the thing is what came in today was, during those times, my spiritual team heard me, and they assisted me by giving me people to connect with. And I didn't even realize it until now. I have been gifted with so many wonderful people in my life throughout the last few years, coaches, other healers, other mentors that I've worked with. And it's been during those times when I've been on those cliffs and I didn't know the next step, that I would receive a coach, that they would work through that tough period. There's always different periods of time that we're going to go through. And what I've learned activated me the most was love. Love was the most healing aspect through it all. Offering myself that ability to give myself love and grace, and just take one step at a time through those things. Sometimes when I was going through a process, I would not even see all the different choices that I had, because I was in the middle of the situation and it didn't seem very clear to me. And by having someone else come in and offer me that divine love, it cleared things. And so I was able to see with new perception. And so, like, they were showing me today, a couple years ago, would I go out and walk in the snow? No way. I always told myself, it's Wisconsin. Are you crazy? I'm not going and walking in the snow. I'll walk on a treadmill, or hello, or I'll walk in, I was buying memberships to different clubs and stuff, and going swimming inside or walking inside. But I was not using that as an option. I'm opening myself up to new possibilities and new avenues of perception, because I'm giving myself that love. So as we rise our own frequency, we can see new avenues. When I first started, I didn't see all the avenues that were presented to me. So as we do this, we open up new ways of viewing our own self with divine love. And with that, we're able to be our authentic self and be able to accept ourselves as we are. And truly love that person. And as we do that, we're able to heal those aspects that do not align with our soul, not other people's belief systems, but our true soul. Good morning. And so that is what ascension and alignment all come in, as we're just connecting with the truth of our true soul and that light pillar, and connecting with source and connecting with Mother Earth. And as that vibration changes, so will we. But that's okay, because we're only connecting with ourself. We don't have to, it's not other people. So, a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have wanted to spend time alone. Now I love it. Now I look forward to that time alone in my garden, or just listening to music or meditating. As things change, so do I, and how much I do it. When I first started, I started with little teeny stops of 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night of meditating. Now I look forward to at least an hour or two of each. Things change, but that's okay, because it's only me that I'm answering to, and my own divinity of love. So that's the true message, is taking it step by step, but taking it with giving yourself that love, and as you do that, connecting with other people that can also connect with you and give you that frequency of love when you can't find it for yourself. So you can bring that in, that peace, that love, and raise that frequency. So you can raise it, that's that group consciousness. And that's how it all comes in. Yeah, the divine energy and bringing it in. I would assume trauma yoga is yoga that heals different aspects of trauma. I have a friend who's wonderful with yoga. That's not my specialty, but that was one of the other things that came in today, is the wonderful aspect. That's the wonderful thing about connecting with ultimate retreats and spiritual events, is we are different coaches, healers, yoga instructors, stuff like that. I have a woman who does massage therapy. We have and one woman who does nothing but health and wellness cooking. We have all kinds of different instructors and health and wellness coaches, and we all do different specialties. So we're not masters of everything. We all master in something different, and we share each other's gifts and learn from one another. And I love connecting with one another and learning from one another, because we're all in a process of learning, that never stops. So I love to work with them, and we're always doing events, retreats in the summer, and then we do different things, different lives as well, and share our gifts through that as well. And then we have a website where you can connect with the individual coaches and see what they're doing and all that kind of exciting stuff. So that is always going on, and I do interviews on Fridays on there to interview different coaches and see what's going on with their different modalities. And I love doing that, because I'm always learning something new regarding another coach, and finding out what they're up to, and interacting. And a lot of them I've been working with for several years, and I still can't keep up with all of their stuff because we're all so active. We're doing new things all the time. So it's really fun to keep up with what their new project is, or what their new event is, or what they're going to be offering, and find that out. So they always have some new thing to share. And I've gone to several of the other coaches' events to continue with my own education as well. So it's always a fun thing to do if you're interested in that as well. But yeah, this is a process, and no one is, I believe, higher or lower than the other. We're just souls coming together and supporting one another in our journey. Play it and work together. Wouldn't be if I don't understand what the question is. My question wouldn't be, I have known my partner a very long time. Our children played and worked together, and our grandchildren also. We only started following each other around Christmas, New Year, and I feel I have found my best friend, my other side, a man to grow old with. There's more to this. A second. Yeah, they're telling me that's not necessarily. Um, yeah, your question is huge. Yeah, it feels like they're saying you need to focus right now on the self-love aspect, on your own journey. Because you're working on finding someone, you are looking to fill your cup without filling your own cup first. So they're saying it's a shadow. There's a shadow aspect to this other person. You need to first connect with yourself and fill your own cup up with love. And then as you do that, you're going to see this person in their true self through this process. And there's more than meets the eye to this other person. So instead of concentrating on them, you're supposed to concentrate on you. Otherwise, this person's going to end up being a learning lesson for you. So that's what they're telling me. So I give you guys so much love. And yeah, it's basically with everything in this stage, when we have pain, when we are experiencing things, it's all a lesson, and we're all to basically go back to the source of where that is, and figure out what that pain is, touch it and feel, well, what is the connection to that? And how does that make me feel? And how, because there's always a root to that pain. And when we can connect to the root, that's when we can heal that root. And then it doesn't reoccur over and over. And then when we can release that and heal that root, then our pillar starts to become clear, and we are becoming that source of light, and we can connect with clarity to Mother Gaia and to Source, to our angels, our spirit guides, and we don't have all these attachments, all these things affecting that. if that makes sense. So every single step in that is just those releasings, the figuring out what is this. That's, every time that we have a trigger, that's all that is, oh, this is a sign that there's something there. So it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. It's our subconscious working with us. And we're all going to have different ones. It's just how we address it. And the more we address it with love, the easier it will become. So I send you guys so much love, and I appreciate you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Ultimate Retreats. Okay. Blessings.